Hey there, my name is Alicia Dunk. I'm from Frederick, Maryland, USA, and the charity I'm presenting for the Project for Awesome is called CARP, which stands for Central American Relief Project. CARP mainly focuses on El Salvador, which is a small country about the size of New Jersey, located in Central America. The founders of CARP are Patrick and Ginger Powers. They founded CARP back in 2002 after seeing the devastation of 2 earthquakes in El Salvador the year before. Together they help organize trips, pack clothing, supplies, and raise money for the projects that CARP works on, which I'll get to in a moment. I've had the privilege of going down with CARP twice to El Salvador, and I gotta say firsthand, the work that they do down there is awesome and it's really inspiring. The biggest aim of CARP is to help children through school. In El Salvador, public school students have free education up until 5th grade, and then after that, over 75% of kids drop out. So sponsors here in America help pay for the education of the children in El Salvador, along with school supplies, food, and vitamins. Each child also gets a monthly food basket which has rice, beans, milk, noodles, oil, spices, and different things. It's bought in bulk by the pastor, and then a congregational member comes to pack and measure the food, and it's distributed out to the families in the program. The postal system isn't the most trustworthy in El Salvador, so Patrick and Ginger Powers go down 3 times a year personally to deliver letters, money, and gifts from the sponsors. Also, while they're down there, they visit all the families in the program and check up how they're doing in school and at home. Outside of the student sponsorship program, CARP works a lot in the community. Each trip, CARP helps organize a health fair, which allows people to come and receive free glucose, blood pressure, and weight testing. Volunteer doctors come and help diagnose any conditions, and thanks to donations, CARP is able to give free medications to the people who come through the health fair. Also in El Salvador, kidney issues in youth is becoming a really big, widespread problem. CARP helps the main children's hospital in El Salvador, the Benjamin Bloom's Hospital, by bringing supplements and vitamins that are important for the children receiving dialysis. CARP has also helped a group of boys in a small town called Gazaltepeque form a soccer team. Many of the boys on the soccer team, almost all of them, have fathers who are either in prison or have died. Many of them don't go to school either, so the pastor there teaches the boys, feeds them, and coaches them in soccer. CARP has raised money to provide uniforms for the soccer team, and just this past June, on my most recent trip, we were able to deliver a giant box filled with dozens of brand new soccer shoes for the entire team. The soccer team is really helpful because it helps keep the boys off the streets and becoming involved in gangs. After Civil War ended in 1992, El Salvador has struggled with violence and gangs ever since. In the past few years, the presence of gangs has become very strong and causing a lot of problems for the country and the people who live there. In August of this year, 911 homicides were reported. That's over 30 homicides a day. On August 23rd alone, there were 52 murders, making it the bloodiest day of the year. To put this into perspective, Detroit, one of the most dangerous cities in the United States, has had 318 murders all year, while El Salvador has had about 4,942 homicides from January to September of this year. The gangs essentially control the country and make life really difficult for the people who live there. For instance, many gangs set a curfew for the neighborhoods that they live in, meaning that if you aren't home by a certain time, there's a good chance that you can get killed. If someone lives in a town where a certain gang resides and then they decide to travel or shop in another town where a rival gang is, there's a possibility that they can get killed because they come from the town where the rival gang is. Gang members often make rounds at houses asking for rent money and continue to come back for payment. If the family doesn't have money when they ask for it, they can get killed. This can be really scary for families, and it often forces them to move for their own safety. These are just some examples of the issues that gang members present to the people who live in El Salvador. I've had the awesome opportunity of being able to visit El Salvador twice, and it is a beautiful country, and each time I go, I'm amazed at the mountains and the countryside, but it is a poverty-stricken, violent country, and it's very dangerous for the people who live there. The country has suffered from long-time poverty and corruption. The government isn't exactly the best. It's not very safe of a country. Also, people don't really have the proper resources to feed, clothe, and educate their families. Food is expensive, gas prices are high, and most children have to buy their own books for school. It's difficult to save money for emergencies, and many people have to buy on credit or borrow money. And one of the best ways to better the country is through education, and that's exactly what CARP is doing. They are creating a generation of youth that are able to go out into the world and be equipped to help their country and solve the problems that the people in higher power can't. Without CARP, it's hard to say where these families and children would be. Ginger and Patrick have been able to make an impact on so many lives and hopefully so many more to come. Please consider voting for CARP. This charity is very near and dear to my heart, and the possibility of receiving a split of the money from the Project for Awesome is so exciting. It would just be a life-changing opportunity, and it would help the charity and the people in El Salvador tremendously. You don't even know. Thanks for watching, and to those of you who vote for CARP and share this video, thank you so much.